Hello everyone and welcome to the part 4 playthrough of the Dream Master map. Let's discuss our short-term plans. So far we've been pushing in all available directions. The guild direction is for now closed, however. There is a portal leading to a dead end until much later, and there are ways to go to the brown player, but they require 3 Keymaster tents, which we don't have. There is also a whirlpool which branches out to many directions, which are all of little to no interest to us for now. So for now we only have one direction to expand, and that's the area near our third Inferno, the area where we fought the Reanimator hero in a previous part. So that area is guarded by a hero with well over 100 of red dragons and some other decent troops. And we don't really have a hero well equipped to deal with that, except for Marius. The bad news is that she's still low on mana after freeing El Hummingbird. So I decided to wait a bit, restore her mana and boost stats while taking this time to farm more demons and setting up the next advance. Also, we didn't deal with Corkes yet. That's a main green hero in the guild area, but he's a relatively easy opponent and we'll deal with him without delaying the rest. So there we are. While we're doing the preparations, let's talk about the heroes we have. We have quite a few by now, and it's probably a good time to actually decide on which heroes will take which roles, etc. Which hero would be a hypothetical main hero and such. So out of the bunch of heroes that we have in our roster, I would say that I would outline a few. So let's start with like easier ones. Let's start with Floribird. So he's easy hero. I mean, he's pretty weak. Can't really do much, but he's invaluable for demon farming, so that's his role, obviously. And I also want to develop his knowledge so that he could actually cast spells during farming, so that's his priority at this point. But when it comes to my main heroes, my primary options at this point are Marius, Carl, that's basically Aiden phase, and Nymus, right? All of these 3 heroes are pretty high in stats at this point, and basically all of them are creature specialists, so they can do very well in fight. Nemus is very good because of her expert earth magic, and earth magic expert skills in general, at least most of the good ones, are actually very lucrative resource here. So she's really good. The problem is that pit lords are not like in very large numbers in my army, so while pit lords are a very strong unit, they don't really, no longer at least, form a core of my army, and the further we go, the less of a core they will be, so she's not gonna be probably taking very difficult fights, at least for a long time. I mean, like, she might be able to take the fights, the difficult fights, for some time, but that's unlikely to last into the end game. So my obvious preference, as we are playing demon farming, so Marius is kind of a no-brainer choice for the main hero, in my opinion. She is a demon specialist, and we will have a very large number of demons. So she has decent skills, but they're not developed, unlike Nemus, so we'll have to invest in her quite a lot of resources. And also her skills are preset. That's a bit of a problem. I would like to have some flexibility with her, but that's okay. So I think she's, even despite these minor grievances, she's still the best hero I have, by far. And the other option is Carl. Carl is an interesting choice for sure. That's a shooter creature specialist, so in fights where I need to kite, where I maybe have to hide behind a force field, etc., something like that, Carl could be a better choice than Marius. So he's interesting for sure, but at the same time, Magogs are not that great of a unit. So even though they actually do perform very well in Carl's army, they're not that exciting, I'm afraid. There is actually one hero that I will join later on, which theoretically actually should be by far stronger than Carl. And I am considering developing him, but that's also gonna be a bit of a challenge, because he's behind in stats, and the hero I mentioned is Orin. He's actually in the area where that hero with red dragons lives, so we'll actually free him relatively soon. And Orin is level 222 archery specialist, so he deals very high damage with his shooters, ranged units. Like if, for example, an enemy hero has comparable stats, which is not often gonna be the case for Orin, who's relatively low in stats, then he's gonna be doing higher damage to that hero with Magogs than Carl would be doing with Magogs. So that's just so you know how strong Orin is. He would perform a little bit worse with Magogs against heroes who have much higher stats, though. But actually still, he would perform decently well. And also keep in mind that Orin specialty applies to all shooting units, not just Magogs. So in that way, he's actually, I think he's actually has a very good potential compared to Carl. Okay, let's get back into the game. Good, another over 400 demons farmed. That's pretty good. Over 1000 now in total. Now Carl will go to talk to the green hero, Corkes. One thing I forgot to mention about Carl, which is a significant advantage for sure, but also it's in a way limiting, I guess. So he visited a secret event a week ago. I think it was day 1 of the second week or something like that, or maybe day 2, and he gained something like 700 bonus mana there, and it is a very good resource. So he still has probably around 8 Well, okay, 680 mana at this point. And I think about it as having an ace, like in cards, right? Ace, a strong card. So with this much mana, he can basically win a very, how do you say that? Like a lossy fight, a fight with many losses. But then, like, if there is a blind obviously available, he would still have mana to resurrect basically everything, right? So that's kind of a get out of jail card in some sense. The problem is that if he does it, well, he expended all of his mana in just one go, so that's probably not a wise use for this very valuable resource. But also, it's not something to really be able to stick to, because as the time goes, Corkes is gonna be using Town Portal, he's gonna be fighting still and casting some spells, and because his spell points are over the limit, he won't regenerate them, so that's gonna be like a slow attrition of spell points. So either way, it's gonna be drying out. Still, there is that trump card. There is this way to cheat, so to say, in one fight. So Corkes is done. Got a good Chain Lightning cast in the beginning. It was pretty useful. There are two Seer Huts next to this town. The last town I took from the green, to the right side of it. One of them looks like an enchanter, and those are air magic teachers, so also a pretty good skill. And same as earth and water magic, expert level costs very high. There is one other hero, green hero, as you can see, that exited the portal here. The portal that is not of much interest to me for now. But I obviously want to kill this hero. He doesn't have any army basically. He's just a nuisance and nothing else. So right now I think I'm assembling boots and gloves that I can spare, and I want to put them all at my forge town. That's my second Inferno. And the idea is that this forge town is a pretty good hub for hiring new heroes. So every new hero can reach an expert mysticism from this town in 2 turns. And they can also by Town Portal scrolls there, very close. And Town Portal, even without Earth Magic, will bring them back to the Forge Town. So, and then they can get to the Advanced Earth Magic also in 2 turns. So it's kind of a very conveniently placed town in that sense to basically onboarding new heroes. And that's where we actually want to have all of our spare boots and gloves, right? So we hire a new hero and we can give these items to that hero right away. Okay, equipped necromancy items for like a couple extra skeletons. Silly optimization. I didn't mention necromancer actually. Also a very good hero. And one more hero actually that would be worth discussing is the henchman, the Corkes. So necromancer is good because he has animate death specialty, so he's very good at face tanking damage with skeletons. Because his single animate death cast raises over 1,000 of them. So that's actually like crazy efficient. And he has expert earth magic, which means that expert slow, very good. And he doesn't have all that many like locked skills, so I can actually develop him to my taste. I actually don't know what I want him to make though. So it kind of presence of choice actually makes things a bit difficult for me to decide on. Especially considering that expert skills are very, very expensive, so I would have to choose which heroes to develop. And the henchman, this Corkes fella, is actually another hero that's worth considering. And I don't think he's worth considering for our main hero, but the fact that he has a lot of mana actually makes him a very potentially very useful hero. If I could boost his mana like up high. So now he has 9 knowledge and that's over 3,000 mana points. Already way more than any other hero. So he could actually potentially take up some mana intensive fights later on, like fights with maybe force field, maybe berserk spam, maybe some other similar fights. Okay, for now I am spreading skill points between my heroes, which I think is maybe not such a good idea. So maybe I should have left Seer Huts, the Learning Stone things, for Marius, or maybe Orin. Like Nemo's is not really does not seem like a good hero to actually develop further. There is also a hero, I don't know, I probably mentioned him, but I just can't find a good opportunity to free him, and I don't see like, real need in him. There is one hero though that I missed here. Not missed, but I completely forgot about a hero. And the hero is Frederick. So finally Necromancer got to this town. It only can be accessed by a Necromancer. That's why I had to skip it before. It is positioned actually very nicely here. It sucks that only Necromancer can move around it. Very unfortunate. Okay, so Frederick Hero. He's an automaton specialist. And actually I was excited first when I saw that, wow, I have an automaton specialist here, level 150 I think he is. And automatons, if you watched my previous playthrough of the Might and Magic map, automatons are actually very strong as a unit, like not necessarily even a specialist, right? And I thought, well, if I am a specialist of automatons also, man, that's gonna be crazy overpowered, right? Well, I guess not, because automaton specialist increases their explosion damage, not their stats. So I guess Frederick's automatons will explode, maybe for 1 billion damage. I don't know. Maybe if they do, that would be kind of fun actually to suicide him into some enemies. Maybe I should kind of check it out. But in general, he has very decent skills and stats actually, so I do regret not hiring him actually, like this day, for example. He would be very useful for sure. He also has Hypnotize in his spellbook, which Rion would be able to learn and teach others who have Wisdom. So it wouldn't be used on Marius or Cal or Nemus, or basically on my main heroes, but Necromancer is still kind of on par with them in terms of power, and he has Wisdom, so he could actually use Hypnotize. And I think Hypnotize is a very strong spell. So there is a gantry, and gantry is a dreadnought dwelling. And because it's a dreadnought dwelling that's a level 7, I actually don't want to take it. Unless, of course, I farm demons there, right? That's the point. So flagging more things here. Really didn't find too much use for my heroes while I'm waiting for Marius. I think I gave Marius a couple of knowledge artifacts before that, so that she would restore more mana. Time and time again I regret that I did not take pathfinding on Nemus. Okay, that's actually the hero we saw, the fellow with red dragons. There are a few garrisons like this one and like the one I saw just a bit before that when sailing the ship. And those garrisons are actually a great resource for necromancy. And henchman is here to actually flag a few pit lord dwellings. Are very important so that we could actually increase number of pit lords to boost demon farming. So Ignatius is now actually a legit hero. He has Earth Magic and Mysticism ready to be used, and I will be keeping spare boots and gloves in the forge. So kind of hoping to set up some sort of a conveyor, I guess. Like whenever I have a free hero slot in my roster, by the end of the day, I bring a hero out, and next day, when I may need this spot again, that hero already reached the destination and can portal back, so... Okay, so Nemus is getting ready to go for the next day. His goal is gonna be to take the town, and then I will use Marius and Kalch to advance. Marius will take the fight and Kalch will go further, and further is to the blue player, that's Rampart. I left the army in the Necro town there because I intend to, and also before that I passed items to the Necromancer because I intend to use him to pass everything to Nemus next day. Just because this town is way easier to use than the Third Inferno here. Now I need this to 10 Ifrits for the fight, and that's because red player has this insufferable factory grail that kills everything that is less than like 100 HP or less, or like 120 something, I don't remember exactly, but basically kills most of like small stacks that I want to bring into the fight, so I have to make my small stacks a little bit fatter. And I really want to bring them, so since Marius will be fighting the enemy, she's gonna have like 1,000 of demons, and I don't, even though demons can take a hit for sure, especially in Marius' hands, I don't want them to be hit actually that much, because enemy army is actually still quite large, and they can still inflict significant losses. So this town is, here we go. Odin is imprisoned just northwest from here. The archery specialist I mentioned before. He has decent skills actually, but also kind of not expert level, so definitely requires investment to make him a good hero, but definitely has a very strong potential. So, okay, I don't think I... Does he have a spare town portal? I didn't pay attention. I didn't catch it, that is. Odin doesn't have a town portal, or rather, he's closed by a quest guard that takes a town portal scroll. So you kind of should bring a spare to free him. Okay, that's a fight. And I bring an archdevil to basically to give the enemy -2 luck. There we have this enemy. Okay. Accidentally reset the items here. Don't forget to equip shackles against enemies. In this fight, I mean, it's sometimes in some maps they don't have in the tavern. Okay, so he casts Fire Shield, and basically I have to dispel, otherwise I will be killing many demons on my own. And swords are very dangerous as well. They will be hitting, well, not like super hard, but decently. So I want to block the path for Crusaders here and blind the swordsman, and this way I don't take a hit here. So yeah, so I said about this tavern and shackles. So sometimes enemy AI doesn't have tavern at home, so you can actually get away without bringing shackles to the fight, but here most of them actually do have taverns and are perfectly happy to retreat. So resurrected everything of value. Don't bother resurrecting Ifrits. I kind of value mana way more. I actually regretted multiple times, I think, by now that I did not that I took the Ring of Suppression as my starting artifact. In general, it's a very good starting artifact. Definitely helps to save your nerves, not having to deal with high morale in fights against neutrals. So that's pretty nice, but
I was offered, and it is possible to get a Charm of Mana
And when I saw it, I thought, why would I need a Charm of Mana? It's +1 mana, who needs that, right? And that's fair, but also it turned out that you get offered +2 and +3 mana very early actually, so I could be running around with a Wizard's Well at this point. And I would actually be able to even save a skill slot on one of my heroes with some careful play, making sure that that hero always has a Wizard's Well when he needs it, or she needs it. So kind of some interesting options available at this point for sure. Unfortunately, I don't have a Charm of Mana here, and actually it's not available in any black market. So we'll have to do without it. Would definitely be helpful, as I said. Like, I would be able to, like, actually spend mana with one of my heroes, and maybe actually with many if I pass it around. So it's time for Corkes to actually make a run towards a blue player. Got some pretty strong stat boosts there, boosts for Marius. And we'll use this mine to stash units for the next day, for better movement speed on Corkes. There is one important direction that is not yet available, but will be available in a few days. It can be accessed through a whirlpool that I get to via guild lands, right? Henchmen entered whirlpools before that. So this area is available at week 4, day 1, and that's more areas of red and green players. So I intend to go there as well. But since it's only available on week 4, I actually will have to wait with that. And for now, only have direction of green player to go, and obviously I want to go as far as I can in that direction. Foreign skills are not like spectacular. Ballistics and artillery are obviously subpar, but his level and archery actually make him extremely strong. Extremely strong. And other than those two skills, he actually has very decent skills. Very good skills. So I don't know if I get to actually develop him, he actually might be able to compete with Marius even. Maybe a bit weaker than she is because of just sheer number of demons I will be able to collect, but I mean, I think he's like by far stronger than Corkes. Basically with very little downside. If both are developed, that is. Corkes is fine not being developed. So his Magogs are still gonna be pretty strong. Now that I have Castle Town as well, I have easy access to stables. That was also kind of one of things I considered during day 1. I think I didn't set almost any hero up to go for stables this week, and I actually used them in some other ways. I'm planning to later on visit stables in that castle. Rion got handed in a quest basically to get a bunch of swordsmen, and there is a vampire related quest for swordsmen, I think, some point. I don't even remember where it is exactly. It's somewhere on water, I think, where El Hummingbird is, but I'm not sure how far into the map it will actually become available to me. And I think I been contemplating actually. Should I keep swordsmen for later? Maybe to later convert them to vampire lords, eventually. Obviously, I don't want regular vampires. But I ended up thinking that demons are still a way to go. Although, obviously, like a specialist in vampire lords, and I think there is a specialist here. And there is a way to upgrade vampires. I think my second Necro town has vampire lords dwelling, so I mean, like, it sounds very, very scary actually. That's a hidden laboratory of El Hummingbird. He actually told about this place at some point. At this point, I actually already know that there is a garrison, anti-magic garrison, a bit deeper into the Blue Lands, and this garrison is actually very heavily guarded. Like, it has 2 stacks of 1300 sharpshooters, so that's some nasty army, and some additional units as well. And obviously the fact that it's an anti-magic garrison makes it kind of an annoying army to deal with, for sure. So at this point I have a plan for this fight, for this garrison, but I actually need advanced tactics to make it work. And fortunately, the place I mentioned, the one that is opened on week 4, it actually gives me access to the advanced tactics. So my plan is to actually advance towards that garrison at this point, and then prepare to go to get this advanced tactics, and then to go and take this garrison. Okay, so maybe I should just haste somebody. Yeah. Blue heroes in this area were actually behaving a bit weirdly. Like, I've been testing this area a little bit, and there is one hero with kind of actually huge army. I don't think we'll be fighting here him in this part. He has a huge army. So I messed up something here. Yeah, I didn't have movement to put him away. So I was talking about the blue heroes. So they would be all over the place. Okay, one time I pass a turn, let's say, then I go someplace and then I see that hero, right? And then okay, well, first I kind of met him with Nemus, and Nemus was not well equipped to deal with that hero. So okay, I should bring Marius here, I guess. So I figured a way to bring Marius there instead, and then I bring Marius, and then there is no that hero. I just out of curiosity I checked the map, and revealed the map, and this hero was like I don't know, several screens away, like I don't know, fishing in some pond or something. Basically nowhere close. So kind of it was funny. So bringing swordsmen here to farm demons. Since swordsmen also have 35 health points, I don't need Floribird to farm them. Also because I didn't upgrade my demons. So there is one blue hero, that's the hero. In this go, enemies actually combined their armies, it seems. One hero has almost everything. Fortunately, it's not Jello who has some sort of a mind immunity. I don't remember exactly which. So, in general, AIs seem to combine their units. I mean, at least blue player in my game seems to combine units and armies in some weird ways. Like, for example, the AI has Ivor in his roster, and Ivor is an elf specialist, and so one time this Ivor had like 25 grand elves, which I kid you not, actually a very was probably like the strongest stack, like among, like he got maybe over 100 of sharpshooters, a bunch of other units, like decent numbers actually. And so 25 elves were actually probably the strongest stack of all, so that's funny. He has actually very like crazy stats on them. And so he had like 25. And then I go and fight this Clancy, I think, the unicorn specialist, and he has 500 elves, basically. And same with like others, some weird stuff. I mean, like Jello or Gelo without sharpshooters, and sharpshooters in Ivor's army, like okay, some weird splits. And obviously, like the fact that AI chose Clancy to be the main hero is kind of weird as well. Okay, also using Necromancer here to farm skeletons. A couple of nice Necromancy opportunities here. So basically, if AI actually split creatures here in some sensible way between heroes, or even did not split, but maybe put them in one army that actually makes sense. I mean, to one hero. It would be quite a bigger problem, I guess, I think. Okay, boosting knowledge of Marius again for a bit more mana regeneration, and also like to make her mana next turn overall a bit better, because she will be fighting the big blue hero. But I think it's gonna be next part, unfortunately, for you. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know. So, Ivor without elves. Good to see. I mean, obviously I would just blind them, so it's not like... It would be unmanageable. But it still makes little sense to me. I had one go at this attempt, just kind of out of fun. I brought a ballista into this fights with me, and it was actually pretty funny. Although I do not recommend doing that, because I mean, the fun part is ballista kills an ammo card, a tent, and then unblinds the remaining unit. So you're put on a timer basically to finish your demon farming. Probably makes for exciting watch, I guess, but not too exciting to play. I mean, it's exciting, but not particularly fulfilling, I guess. Trying to fix my items. I think I had the game crashed at some point before that, or maybe I did it in a different session, so... Maybe I should flag those birds, actually. Maybe I should have flagged them, like, even during previous week. I probably didn't have a hero to spare, though, on day 7 when I came there, but at least should flag them week 3, at least. Because these birds are, I mean, they are pretty good unit on their own, but I'm still unlikely to use them. Still they're a good demon material, at very least. Maybe I should also pay a bit more attention to where and which, and to actually make use of the Legion parts. I have a couple of arms, a head, and a couple of maybe other pieces. I mean, I don't need a head in my Inferno town. I don't plan to use Ifrits, and I don't see too much use for them in my army, except for like utility, like for 1s or 2s, to block something, to like take space, whatever, to kite. But I could use actually a head, maybe in one of factory towns, to get an extra bounty hunter. Maybe even to use it in one of Cold Town, get Nixes. I don't have anyone for Nixes, but Nixes are a good unit. So maybe like later, if I have a decent number of them, they are actually very, very good in taking damage. Anyway folks, it's time to wrap this part up. As always, please leave your feedback in the comments below. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.